Hey everyone. Hey, how's it going, guys? I am not on the screen, but I'm trying to get there, y'all. Let me see. What do I need to press? Y'all, I'm just like, here we go. Hi. All right, here I am. Ooh, I have too many windows open, y'all. How's it going? How's it going? Hey, everyone, come in, come in. Say hello. Say where you are looking and watching from. Where are you based? What type of music you do? What is your name? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing good. It's been a morning, but we are here. I'm so glad to have everyone here. This morning is a beautiful morning. Windy, fall leaves are falling, and the weather is good. I'm feeling good. Everything is good over here. How about y'all? How y'all doing? Let me know in the comment section. Put a music note or a 1 in the chat if you are here and if you are having a good morning. If you're not, let us know. Maybe we can give you some motivational something to cheer you up. But regardless, I am glad to have you here. Today, we are talking about writing a press release for a new song. As musicians, we have been going through the past several months. We have been going through how to write your bio, how to promote an upcoming release. And today is the day that we're talking about how to write a press release. So, we're just going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. The first thing I want to mention is if you haven't already signed up to the notification tribe, so I will send you a text alert every time I go live. I actually forgot to send out my text alert this morning. Should I try to go ahead and do that? Y'all, you just don't even know. This morning has been crazy. Yeah, I just got out of a therapy session that was pretty awesome. I just got out of my session and I am feeling good. I'm ready to take on the world. If y'all not in therapy, I totally recommend it, especially as creatives and musicians. We are emotional creatures. And so that means that sometimes we're down, sometimes we're up, but when we feel it, we really feel it. And that helps our creativity to flow, but that also can be it can take a toll on our emotionals, right? So please take care of yourself, get into therapy, come up with some therapy goals for yourself, and get your life. With Tamar saying, get your life. Yes. Okay. So Vanessa B. Simon is here. Greetings all. Hello, Vanessa. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well this morning. Tell us how the weather is where you are. So let me put a link in the chat for signing up to that notification tribe. I will send a text message out to you each time we go live. So go ahead and join the notification tribe. That way you will be up to date on every time we go live, and so you won't miss any of our workshops. That is the link to join the notification tribe. Okay. Now, we are here to talk about how to write a press release for an upcoming song. However, you could use this press release format to write a press release for anything you got going on as a musician. Whether you have an event coming up, a show, or whether you're releasing a whole entire album, you can use this press release for anything that you have going on. You can use it as a template. And by the end of today's session, I hope to help you to create a template that you can use again and again. Claude Fortenberry. Good morning, Claude. How are you doing? How's the weather? Vanessa says the weather is good where she is at. That's great. I'm so glad that it is finally starting to cool down and that we survived summer. We survived summer. Summertime. Oh my goodness. That made me think about Will and Jada. That is a whole different story that we just do not have time to get into. Am I right? Okay. So let me pull up my trusty slide. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see the slide? How to write a press release for a song. Let's just first talk about what is a press release. It's essentially an announcement that you are making to the press, basically. And what you're hoping is that with your announcement that you write it good enough to where the press will pick it up and put it into their various media publications. So when you write your press release, you're essentially writing to the and letting them know that, hey, this is what I got going on. This is why you should pick it up and add it to your repertoire, add it to your rotation for whatever you have, like your media, your publication, your newspaper, your blog, whatever. And so we are going to go through today the various elements that are involved with writing a press release, what to do, what not to do, and the basic outline, a format, if you will, for a press release, how to structure it, how to write it. And yeah, and at the end, you'll have a custom template that you can use again and again. Claude says, it's a chilly, blustery day here, and you know I'm a snow queen. Oh boy. Chilly. Oh my goodness. You must be up north somewhere. Are you in Nebraska? I think you're somewhere up there. Well, stay warm, Claude. Stay warm. All right. If you're in the Facebook group, let me know. Put a note in the chat and saying listening, watching from Facebook. And that way I'll know that we're streaming to Facebook too. I am so glad that everyone is here and we're ready to get started. I think I said all my announcements and everything. So y'all have y'all notepads ready. That is a picture of Rob and I. Rob is my husband. That's a picture of Rob and I just in time for Halloween, actually. So we live in Eureka Springs. And if you don't know where that is in the Ozark Mountains, Northwest Arkansas. And so our claim to fame, one of our claims to fame, is the Crescent Hotel. The Crescent Hotel is a very historical building, and it was at one point bought and operated by, I think his name is Norman Bates, and he was a cancer researcher, and he had all these claims. I don't know the dates. I mean, I want to say 1800s, possibly 17. I'm not sure. He had all these claims that he was going to cure cancer. So the picture you're looking at is us down in the morgue of that building. Needless to say, there are a lot of ghost sightings and fun little paranormal activities going on in that hotel. It's one of my favorite hotels to actually go to and have fun at. But anyways, they have a morgue down at the bottom of the hotel where Norman Bates conducted all his autopsies and stuff like that. And what you see behind us are his old bottles and things that he collected along his journey, and it's very interesting and eerie place to be just in time for Halloween. So we were able to join a tour, and that's how we ended up there. We were on a tour looking through the morgue. And if you have not been to Eureka Springs, definitely come visit. Go to the Crescent Hotel, take a ghost tour if you're into that kind of thing, and have some fun. All right. So, basic elements of a press release. You want to add your contact information at the top. You want to have a date, a heading, an opening paragraph, a body, instructions for the readers to go and download your stuff, an ending, and special notes to the reporter. That is the basic outline of a traditional press release. This is what I want to show you. I hope you can see that, but this is a synopsis of the press release and how everything is laid out. So at the top, you want to have your contact information and all the stuff that goes along with your musicianship, right? So you have your name, your phone number, your email address, your record label. If you're not with a record label, you'll put independent and things like that. So that all goes at the top. And next will be the date. And next will be the heading, the opening paragraph, the body, and your instructions on how to get the song and your ending. So that is the basic layout of a press release. Now let's get into the meat of these different items. The heading. Try to create a heading that offers newsworthiness. Think about your song in terms of why someone would want to listen to it, what impact it's making in the world, how it's going to affect the listener. What fun things are you doing with the song? Maybe you're doing something new and interesting with the lyrics, with the songwriting process. Maybe the instrumentation is an interesting combination of different genres. Maybe you're asking a question, you're asking the reader to think about something in a different way. You have a different perspective on an old story. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as I give an example later on in the workshop. But think about your song and how it's unique. What makes it unique? So you want to lead with that. And I'll give you some examples. You want to have a short teaser about what to expect in the announcement. So the headline should include all of these elements. Why is it newsworthy? A short teaser about what they should expect to read about in the announcement, the press release, and include your name and the name of the project. So as an example, I'll just read one out to you. What do I have here? Anitra J's new single, Shortcuts and Wolves, begs the question about different stories. Wait, what did I say? Anitra's new song, a new single, Shortcuts and Wolves, asks the listener to critically think about propaganda and stories that may have a different perspective, and you might want to think differently about. I'm saying it and it's just kind of mumbling, but we'll get into the example. That's just an example. Another example is, let's see. This one is about the climate and the environment, which is a big thing. A lot of us, musicians, we write about important things and things that are happening in our world. And so if you're writing anything of that nature, you want to make sure you bring that to light in your headline. So the other example was, let me see if I can get that. The Clairtunes' new single, Celestial, reminds us all to consider the environment, right? So it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, but it also explains a little bit about what the announcement is about and why someone should read it. It has that just a good amount of allure to it that creates intrigue. And so that's what you're trying to do with your headline. All right, so I lost myself. Okay, so the opening paragraph, your opening paragraph should Include your locale or region name. Provides more context based on what was said in the heading, right? You want to kind of elaborate and expand upon what you said in the heading. You want to share briefly about the genre and type of music that you do, and end with something alluring to keep the reader interested in what's left in what you have to say about the announcement that you're making about your song. Okay. The picture you see is me getting ready for my set at a house concert that we did this past summer. Boy, it was hot that day. If you're a live performer, let me know, what do you do about weather elements? Because sometimes it's way too hot, or other times it's way too cold, and you're still out there having to perform. One time it was super cold, and I'm a guitarist, so I have to have my fingers available and picking and stuff. So I can't really have gloves on. I have these gloves that have the fingers out, but my little fingers were getting so cold. They were numb, and I couldn't even play. So I just had to stop and go, stand in front of a heater for like 10 minutes to get my fingers thawed. It was crazy. Have y'all had experiences like that? One time I was in performing, it was too hot. It was too hot, and for me, with the sun was shining right on us. I'm very headache prone, and so that kind of thing is like, I got to get out of the sun. Otherwise, I won't be functional at all. So, you take breaks. Vanessa says, always have a fan and heater on hand. There you go. There you go. What's up, MR? Publishing 7 says, yes, I'm a pianist, right? So, like, if you're over here plucking those keys on the piano and your fingers are getting numb, what do you do? It's crazy. Heat plus menopause. Nice, nice. Okay, Lydia, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. That's crazy. Us musicians, the things we go through. Okay, so the opening paragraph, share briefly about the genre, and you want to end with something alluring to keep the reader interested and keep going in reading your press release. Okay, let's talk about the body, because this is going to be the meat of your announcement. So these are the things that you want to include in your body. Highlight lyrics that stand out and speak to the purpose of the song. So going back to your headliner, what did you say in your headliner? And how can you expound on that in the body by explaining how the lyrics relate to what you said in the headliner? You want to discuss the impacts of the song, how the song is going to impact the person listening to the song, and what you're hoping the song will do to the minds and the environments of people who are listening to it. You want to include any quotes or accolades, and special release offer event. Okay, so quotes and accolades. Let's talk about that, because some of us are like, okay, Anitra, I do not have any quotes or accolades. It's a new release. It hadn't been released yet. But in your planning stages of the song, I'm sure that you will have demos. You will have people that are listening to the song, people on your team, people working with you to get the song production quality. What did they have to say, right? Did they have any feedback that you could use for a part of your press release? I'm sure that these are professionals, right? You're working with sound engineers, mixing and mastering. Have them give some feedback, right? And ask them if they could give their name for a quote for your press release. The other thing that you should be doing is sending your song snippets out to your newsletter, your mailing list, your fan base, and asking them what they think about it. You can put a link to the song or some sort of streaming snippet on your website on a landing page for the song, and just start collecting reviews and see what comes out of that. You can also put your song through an official review process, and ask people anonymously what they think about the song, and I'm sure you'll get some good quotes and sound bites out of that. So there's a lot of ways that you can get quotes and accolades from a song that hasn't even been released yet. And those are some ideas. Special release offer or event. If you're at the point where you're sending out a press release for an upcoming song, that means that you're doing everything you possibly can to get this song out there. So you're pretty confident that this song is going to be good and it's going to help you achieve your goals, right? So another thing that you should consider when releasing the song is having some sort of special offer or release event for the song. Maybe you have a listening party, maybe you're doing a post series on Instagram, or you're going live doing a giveaway in connection to the release of the song. Maybe you're offering something special like a PDF, a journal, a notebook. For Shortcuts and Wolves, the story is so interesting and it kind of relates to the inner child. And that's we're going to do an example of that using Shortcuts and Wolves. So you'll see later on in the workshop when we get to that point what I mean. But you could release a noodling book, noodling journal, coloring book as part of the release of the song. So think about something that's interesting and fun that you can include as a special release, special offer to help to incentivize people to get involved and participate in what you're doing with the song. And so include, if you're going to do something like that, include that in the press release. Okay. The next part of the press release, the instructions. Don't forget to include where the song is available and how to get the song. And think about your call to action. What's a call to action? Sign up for Anitra J's newsletter and get an exclusive version. The first 10 people to sign up will also get this noodle and coloring book accompaniment for Shortcuts and Wolves, right? What is your call to action? What are you trying to accomplish with this song? How are you reeling people in and connecting with them? And so I always recommend a newsletter. That is the best way to have some form of direct engagement with people on a long-term basis. So sign up to the newsletter and get this, and this. So that's your call to action. But it could be all kinds of things. Go to Bandcamp and download it. And I'm offering this and this and this for people who do that. Join my, what's the word? Join my Discord community and you'll get this and this and this. I'm giving this out to my Discord community. Anything, right? Is your call to action. How are you hoping to build your fan base that needs to be roped into offering this release? Everything you come out with, everything you release should be helping you to achieve your business goals as a musician. All right, any questions so far? The picture you see here, this actually, I went to this class yesterday. It's an art class. And in the class, I learned how to make ink from locally foraged materials. And the thing that I'm holding up is, I don't know, can you guess what I'm holding up? That's my own art, my own artwork there that I did in the class. But yeah, it's a bowl of walnuts, black walnuts. That's what it is. It's a bowl of black walnuts. And I created that art piece with ink that was made from locally foraged materials. And if you can guess what the locally foraged material is for that particular one, more points to you. Vanessa says money plant. What's a money plant? The walnut tree is a money plant? Well, that ink was made from walnuts, the husk of walnuts. Can you believe it? We're going back to like the 15th, 14th century. I mean, we're going back to biblical times, right? They were writing letters back in the biblical times, and they were making their own ink. Listen, I use an actual dip pen. Yes, I use it. I wish I had it so I can show y'all. I use an actual dip pen. Vanessa says the walnuts look like dollar signs. There you go. There you go. Vanessa, that's you always thinking about how we can make earn some extra money. That's an entrepreneur right there. um, definitely. So basically you connect, you collect the walnuts and you husk the walnuts. You're using the shell. And so I guess you boil it in water, and then you add a preservative agent like cloves, and you add a thickening agent, which the one we used yesterday was gum arabic. It was a liquid thickening agent. So we added all that and we boiled it. And next thing you know, you have a liquid that is brown, like it's a deep dark brown. It's so beautiful, and you can use that to write, doodle, or you can create fun little art pieces like the one you see. So that's what I was doing yesterday. And I don't know anything. Listen, I don't know anything about art and painting and ink and stuff. Only reason why I joined that class was because I needed a break from my life. I have a 2-year-old, and so I just needed some me time. And so that's what I decided to do yesterday. All right, so we're getting to the end of the press release, ending and special notes to the reporter. So the standard release press release protocol is to include 3 pound signs at the end. So that lets the reporters know that the actual press release content is over. Anything you see below that are special notes and instructions to you. So after those 3 pound signs, then you can include extra notes to the reporter. For more information, contact and you include your email and phone number. I'm also available for interviews or extra incentives that you might want to offer for your readers in particular, things like that. So those are special notes that you give to the reporter. So I'm going to put this up again and show you exactly how the layout looks for a potential for a press release. So you've got your contact information at the top. Oh, okay. So a note, I'm sorry. Your contact information at the top, your date, your headline, opening paragraph, body, instructions on how to download the song, ending, and special notes to the press. A pretty simple format. And so now let's go ahead and write a press release. So do we have any questions or thoughts or comments before we start writing the press release? Put a music note or 2 in the chat if this is helpful to you. Do you have an upcoming song, an upcoming release? What is your song about? Let us know. Let us know. For this sample press release, we're going to use one of my sample songs, and we're just going to pretend like we're releasing my song together. MR Publishing 7 says, I have an upcoming released album called Rise Up. Ooh, Rise Up 10/29. Ooh, that's like what, tomorrow? That's in a few days. Okay. All right. That's cool. So you really could use this workshop and getting that press release out. Rise Up. That sounds like something that is very motivational, inspirational, telling us to step up and become the person we're supposed to be. That's just my guess. Already have a review on the album. All right, you already have a review on the whole album. That's amazing. That's great. Congratulations. Where'd you get the review from? The song is about not being passive about what's going on. All right. So what I want to do before we start our writing our press release is I want to share with you that we have a sponsor. We have a video sponsor for today. Today's workshop sponsor is Press Fresh Collective. I want to share my screen with you. Oops, wrong thing. I'm going to share my screen with you because the Press Fresh Collective is a very, very important tool that you can use to promote yourself and to level up your career as a musician in general, right? Press Fresh Collective is an a la carte version of a record label. Everything that you have with a record label is available with Press Fresh Collective, and they provide all of the things, all of the things a record label would usually provide, but in a la carte fashion. That way you can build your music career on your own terms. Artist development, distribution, booking, branding, public relations, streaming promotion, audio services, influencer promotion, and radio. Listen, they've got it all. Okay, so you can become a member with them, or you can work with them in an a la carte fashion, I believe. So definitely get in touch with them. The website is pressfreshcollective.com. They are the sponsor of today's video. Shout out to Press Fresh Collective for offering such amazing services to independent musicians. I put their information in the chat box. And so there's a link there. So if you're interested in working with them, please go ahead and click that link and let them know that we sent you. And also, I'm going to have a link. Hopefully, I do already have it, but I'm going to have a link in the description box down below for Press Fresh Collective. Okay. All right. So are y'all ready to write this press release? With this press release, take notes, and you are going to hopefully have a format that of your own that you can use moving forward anytime you release anything. Vanessa says, I have a song coming out in a couple of months called Strange Love. Yes, I can't wait to listen and hear that song. I'm looking forward to that. Please send it my way when it's ready. Okay, so let's open up. I have a little worksheet. Now, I'm still working out some of the verbiage here, and that's where my mumbling was coming in at earlier today. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to share this screen with you. And by the way, if you are enjoying and liking what you're seeing, we've been working together for the past several months. If you are enjoying and liking what you're seeing, you could always join in. You could donate, or you can even become a member. So if you're interested in any of that, go to courses.thecraftymusician.com/buy us coffee. Boy, that was long. The link is right there on the screen. But if you feel so inclined, send us a few dollars, buy us a coffee, or you can also become a member. Memberships start at just $5 a month, and you get access to all sorts of perks, templates, and everything else that that can help you to build your career as a musician. We also do group coaching sessions. We're going to have a group coaching session today after this stream at 12:30, where I'm going to share a full press release sample that you can cut and paste and use for your own. I'm also going to share a press directory and a list of the types of folks that you might want to send your press release to. And we're also going to share an email pitching template. So this is the email that you send out when you have your press release and you want to send it out to people. This is the email that goes along with the press release. So we're going to do all that today in our group coaching session today at 12:30. So you can become a member by going to that link, and you will get access to that group coaching session. All right, so let me share my screen. We're going to write a press release together. All right, let me hide this coffee. There we go. Okay, let's get to work. All right, so musician, artist, band name, Anitra J. I'm going to make it bigger. Does that help? Anitra J. Music release name, Shortcuts and Wolves. That's the name of the song, y'all. That sounds weird, huh? Label name, independent, contact info. You put your phone number and your email address. info@AnitraJ. That's my music email address. Contact info. If you have a press contact, you can put that there as well. So the date, what's today's date? 10/25. Okay, so you just fill all this information in. Anitra J's new single, Does Something Special. Anitra J's new single, Shortcuts and Wolves. Ask the listener to consider the other side. You know, the other side, that seems kind of vague. Basically, the idea behind Shortcuts and Wolves is that it is the classic nursery rhyme of Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. But the song is written from the perspective of the wolf. So basically, it's asking the listener to consider all sides of the story, and that maybe what someone is telling you might not be the real story. So it kind of inspires you to think about our lives and the information that we receive, and consider that the message might not be true, and be more critically thinking about how messages are received and who's sending them and what the intent behind the message is, and being able to think critically about gauging what's true and what's not true. So ask the listener to consider the other side of the story. Okay, so Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So this is the opening paragraph that we talked about. Your region or your locale. So Eureka Springs, Arkansas, that should be in all caps with an M dash. And the first paragraph should be expounding on the headliner. So Anitra J, and include your type of musician there. So I'm going to say Anitra J, an acoustic soul singer-songwriter based in Eureka Springs, right? Has penned a new tune focusing on a remake of the classic nursery rhyme Little Red Riding Hood, but with a twist narrating from the perspective of the wolf. Shortcuts and Wolves, Jay's newest single, asks listeners to reimagine a classic story based on how the wolf might have been feeling as an unexpected villain. Right? The wolf is just in the woods being a wolf, right? So now all of a sudden he's thrown into this story and he's a villain now, but that's what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be out there looking for food. Okay, so where am I? Right, so you put in your name of the song, newest single, ask the listeners to, right? So what is your song doing? What is your song asking? What is your song promoting or inspiring listeners to do? You know, think about how that impacts the song, impacts the listener, and what you're hoping the song will do. Okay. Um, right here I have Anitra J is leading a new. What difference are you making with the song? So these are just some prompting questions to help you decide which way you want to go with your headliner. I'm sorry, your opening paragraph. And what I have here, I kind of changed it a little bit, and I said Anitra J's newest single asked listeners to reimagine, right? So you could say other things like your newest single inspires listeners to, what did you say, Lydia? Inspires listeners to rise up and inspires listeners to not be passive. Inspires listeners to not have life happen to them, but to happen to life, right? So what are you inspiring listeners to do? And maybe that's the big concept behind your song. So you want to talk about some of that in your opening paragraph. Rise up and take action. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Okay, got it. Right. So moving along, let's see. What I have here as the last sentence. This is my little alluring sentence to help people to read, to want to read more into the paragraph. The rest of the press release. While producer XYZ helps bring out Anitra's distinct, and you want to describe the sound here, the song's insert fun quality about the song is really speaking to the audience. And then so the rest of your press release is going to be about how your song is doing that, right? And so my answer to that would be, I changed it a little bit. I said, although she worked with professional sound engineers to bring out her distinct jazzy yet pop inspired vocals, Jay prioritizes an authentic home sketched feel, highlighting the song's sassy lyrics, bold vocals, and cinematic instrumentation in production to shed light on the ultimate answer we should all pursue, the truth. So it's basically just you kind of describing the a little bit about the production of the song, along with your purpose and intent behind the song, and then finally ending with the bigger concept of what the song is about and what it should be doing. So I'm gonna put that in here so y'all can see it, because that was a mouthful, wasn't it? Okay. So, although she worked with professional sound engineers to bring out her distinct, jazzy yet pop inspired vocals, I can take the parentheses out. Jay prioritizes an authentic home sketch feel, highlighting the song's sassy lyrics, bold vocals, and cinematic instrumentation and production to shed light on the ultimate answer we should all pursue, the truth. All right. So let's recap the opening paragraph. You want to talk about you want to say where you're from, your region, your locale. You want to talk about who you are, the name of your band, your artist name, and the type of musician. Anitra J, a singer songwriter based in, and again, say where you're from, has penned a new tune focusing on something cool about the song. Okay. And then the name of the song, newest single. Shortcuts and Wolves, Jay's newest single, asks listeners to consider the other side of a story. Um, already receiving, insert fun accolade here, already receiving positive reviews. Anitra J is leading a new, uh, what did I say there? Already receiving positive reviews and podcast features. Shortcuts and Wolves was on a podcast, by the way, was featured there. Okay. So, for example, this is what I put here. Let me get this pink out so y'all can really see. Already receiving positive reviews and podcast features, Jay's whimsical look at Riding Hood, Grandma and the Wolf sets the tone for a new wave of music that combines classic storytelling with a modern twist. And then going into the next sentence, although she worked with professional sound engineers to bring out her distinct jazzy yet pop inspired vocals, listen, that's just another way of saying that it's self published. I recorded this at home in my living room. And then I sent it out to mixing engineers to get it mixed and mastered, right? But I kind of made it sound really cool instead of just saying that. Jay prioritizes an authentic home sketched feel, highlighting the song's sassy lyrics, bold vocals, and cinematic instrumentation, yada yada. So we've already been through that. But that's basically the format for your opening paragraph: where you're from, your name, where you're based, the name of the song, and what's the song doing? What makes it unique? Just kind of give a brief overview of all of that. And now we're going to get into the meat of the song, the meat of what the song does. And so one way to do that is to look at the lyrics. So what I have here is with lyrics like, so include some of the lyrics that really stand out. Right, you'll see that Anitra J borrows heavily from. So what does it sound like? What does it kind of inspire? What comes to mind when the listener listens to your song? Okay, so for example, you could say with lyrics like, and I'll tell you some of the lyrics. Since you asked me, I will say Matilda had it coming her way. Shortcuts might be easy. I know I'm out of tune, but it was a wolf who spotted her on that day. Hey, it was a wolf that spotted her on that day. Right. So include some of the lyrics that uh, explain what you're saying about the song, right? So with lyrics like, but since you asked me, I will say Matilda had it coming her way, and shortcuts might be easy, but it was a wolf who spotted her on that day. You'll see that Jay borrows heavily from the classic rhyme to build the narrative for the song, yet poses an important question about what might have really happened behind the scenes, right? So I'll put that in here. Okay, so that kind of explains a little bit, using the lyrics to explain a little bit more about what makes the song unique and why it's fun and important and interesting, right? Um, and next, you're going to add more context about the song's sound and feel and draw any similarities you might have to other well-known songs. And it doesn't have to be a well-known song. It could be, what I have here is a musical. It kind of reminds me of Wicked, right? The Wicked musical, where it talks about the story of the Wizard of Oz, but from the witch's perspective, the Wicked Witch of the West. So it kind of is a nod to that, right? So adding more context, we're going to say musically, Shortcuts and Wolves touts a combination of well-known lines from the nursery rhyme with illustrative lyrics, angelic vocal harmonies, which together create a whimsical nod to the musical Wicked with a groovy bass line that is sure to make any stiff neck bounce. Right? So it's kind of giving a description of what the song sounds like in a way that kind of creates buzz about the song, and creates that interest. Well, let me go see what that song sounds like. Right? So let's delete that because that's already there. When asked about the inspiration for Shortcuts and Wolves, Anitra J shared that this is your opportunity to share what inspired you to write this song. And that's always a fun story, right? Lydia, what inspired you to write the album Rise Up? Right? So you could share and just be really authentic about your inspiration behind the song. So Shortcuts and Wolves, I wrote this song years ago, and it was part of I wrote this as a part of my participation in an Artist in the Round project. And each time we did the Artist in the Rounds, it was a theme. And the theme for that point in time was animals. I think it was animals. And so I've always been interested in that nursery rhyme. So I just kind of combined my interest for that nursery rhyme into my love for music, and that's what happened. We got Shortcuts and Wolves. So, what's your inspiration behind the song? Ooh, that was loud, man. MR MR Publishing 7, a lot of civil unrest during COVID. Oh yeah. Boy, that was crazy. Crazy time. All right. So, song name has received insert accolades and reviews. Talk about special release offer. So, use this part of the press release to talk about the review that you got. Talk about any type of accolades that you maybe you entered into a song contest and you won a title for it, right? So, any type of accolades or really awesome reviews or any type of airplay or feature that you received, put it in there, and use that portion of the press release to really, pump up the song. And then, so we mentioned the special release offer. We talked about maybe some things that you can do to incentivize people to participate in the things that you're doing around the release of your song. So if you're doing anything like that, you'll put that here as well. You want to see what I have? What I have here. Let's see. Shortcuts and Wolves has received a handful of praise from podcasters such as, I think it was on a Five Stat podcast. For the first 20 people who downloaded the song, Anitra J, who downloads the song, Anitra J is offering an exclusive Little Red Riding Hood inspired doodle and coloring book to inspire a journey back to the creative inner child. Right? And so next I have to download a digital version of Shortcuts and Wolves and to receive the special offer, visit and put the name of your website. Digital versions can be purchased at. So include all the instructions for how to get the song and whatever offerings that you might have. And like we talked about, the 3 pound signs to let the reporter know that this is the end of the press release. And then the last thing you want to put in here, the notes to the reporter. Okay. For more information, promo requests, to arrange an interview, contact email address, phone number, or include your website. And that is the press release. So, what are your total thoughts? What are your thoughts on writing the press release? Is it simple? Did this workshop help you simplify some things? I hope that you wrote some notes. If you need additional help and support, I am available for strategy sessions, one-on-one strategy sessions. And so you could sign up for that. Let me see if I have a link to that available. Here we go. Schedule a strategy session with me and we'll walk through writing your press release together, and we'll talk about who you can send it to. We'll talk about writing your email pitch, and we'll talk about maybe some special incentives that you can offer, how to beef up your song, how to find the buzzworthiness and the newsworthiness of your song and things like that. So go ahead and schedule a strategy session with me if you need additional help. Thank you. Someone from Facebook says, this was awesome. I appreciate your insight. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you stopping by. I'm so glad you made a comment. to let us know that Facebook is representing. All right, cool. So let's see. Shout out to our members. I want to special thanks and shout out to all of our members. It's been awesome ride being in community with like-minded professionals. And so if you're interested in participating and getting more engaged with the Crafty Musician and our memberships, go ahead and look into becoming a member. It's the Crafty Musician. Wait, hold on. It's courses.thecraftymusician.com/become-a-member. And I'll go ahead and put the link to join memberships in the comment section. Do we have any other questions before we end today's workshop? MR Publishing 7 says, great job. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to go and visit Pressed Fresh Collective, our sponsor for today's workshop. They have a la carte services. If you want or interested in working with a label and you just don't have the connections or maybe the money, you can create your own movement by working with Pressed Fresh Collective and ordering services a la carte. Pressed Fresh Collective is the new music industry for independent artists. They have all the services of a record label without needing the record label. Services like public relations, digital marketing, artist development, audio services, influencer promotion, radio, and things like that. You can work with them by going to their website, pressedfreshcollective.com. All right. So what we're going to do is I want to share with you what we're going to be doing next time we meet. Our next workshop is what, November 7th? And so we have been talking about, we worked on your bio, we worked on how to promote an upcoming release, we worked on writing a press release. It's all leading up to creating a press pack for your music, your project, your album, your release, or just your artistry in general, right? So creating a press pack. What's a press pack? This is a folder, a directory you have that you could send a link out to that has all of your materials, all of your flyers, all of your promo pictures, your bio, and everything like that. So we're going to talk about how to create that, different tools that you can use to put all that together, what goes in it, what maybe you should think about considering adding to that, and everything else. So that is going to be on November 7th. That workshop is called, I'm sorry, November 8th? All right, November 8th at 11 a.m. Central, how to create a press pack for musicians. Okay, so make plans to attend that. And do we have any more questions before we head out? I want to invite you to the members only group session that is immediately after. I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing, y'all. I'm still getting used to all these windows and stuff. I want to invite you to the members only group session. It is a Q&A after session that we have for members. It's today at 12:30. You should already have the link. I invited everybody to it, and we will be going over the press release template. I will be sharing a press release template with you. I'll be sharing the email pitching template that you have to go along with your press release. And we're going to talk about who to send it to and share an actual press directory. So join us for that today at 12:30, and you should have a link to that in your inbox if you are a member. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. And always remember, you can do anything you set your mind to as long as you believe in yourself and commit. All right, guys, thanks for coming and keep it crafty.
Carousel, carousel, you got me going, spinning time and time again. Carousel, carousel, you got me falling, tripping, calling, do it again. Higher above, we can reach the moon and stars, yeah. Carousel, carousel, you got me going, tripping, calling, do it again. Seems that